Hello, I'm Gary Ford, Managing Director of Tiger Hobbies Limited, UK hobby, imports and distributors, and welcome to Series 7 of Tiger Hobbies D-Day to VJ Day series about the last year of the Second World War. So, welcome to Series 7, the Pacific War, Part 2. In the last series, we covered the last 40 days of World War II and the fall of the Nazi regime in Germany, including the horrors of what the Allies found as they got closer to the monster's lair. In this series, we shall go back to the Pacific and cover the campaigns in the Southwest Pacific, up to the Battle of Okinawa near Japan. The Southwest Pacific campaign was one of the largest military campaigns in history, with lots of battles and landings against the enemy islands and slogging it out through the jungles of the Southwest Pacific. There will be tough battles along the way in the Solomons, New Guinea and the Philippines, and we shall also cover the largest naval battle in history, the Battle of Leyte Gulf, and the use of kamikaze raids by the Japanese. We shall also look at the Australian role in the Pacific and their infantry, who would become some of the best jungle fighters of the war, and helped by a heroic, obsolete little British tank called the Matilda, two that the Japanese had almost no answer to. We shall take a look at the largest fleet ever to deploy in Royal Navy history, that of the British Pacific Fleet, which has now almost been forgotten, but played a crucial role in the later Central Pacific campaign, with its armoured aircraft carriers that kamikaze in some cases just literally bounced off. We shall look at the sinking of the super battleship Yamato, the world's largest ever operational battleship at almost 75,000 tonnes combat loaded. Compare this, say, to the German battleship Bismarck at around about 50,000 tonnes. This would result in one of the world's largest non-nuclear explosions when the monster blew up, taking with her almost 3,000 men of the Imperial Japanese Navy to their doom. Finally, we'll cover the brutal Battle of Okinawa, where the Central Pacific campaign under Admiral Chester Nimitz would have to slog it out with the most fanatical Japanese defenders, suffering some 85,000 Allied casualties, including 30,000 combat stress cases. Tiger Hobbies have a fantastic selection of models from the Pacific War period, including massive aircraft carriers, their aircraft, plus battleships and destroyers, and a good selection of models from the ground and amphibious forces from the campaign. Last time we looked at the Pacific and the models, we concentrated on the Grumman F6F LCAT, the Zero Killer. This time we shall look at the Chance Vought Corsair, or as it was known, the Bent Wing Bastard of Connecticut, this powerful 450-mile-an-hour fighter that was the backbone of United States Marine fighter squadrons from 1943 onwards. It did not enter service with the carrier-based forces of the US Navy until late 1944, and it was not deemed suitable for carrier-based operations and given over to the United States Marine Corps for land-based operations. The Royal Navy Fleet's air arm, though, loved this powerful fighter and soon developed landing techniques to get this aircraft on the carriers to supplement its Seafires and Hellcat fleet. The other aircraft we shall look at is the Curtiss P-40 Warhawk, or Kitty Hawk, in Commonwealth service, and some of the fantastic models we have of this underrated aircraft. One of the great shames within the scale model world is the lack of Australian World War II subjects. I do not think there is any mainstream 1/35th scale kits of World War II Australian Infantry or tanks in their markings, especially the Matilda II. There are some specialist companies doing 3D kits, doing a few subjects. It's a shame, as the Australians performed heroically in the Southwest Pacific and seem forgotten by the scale model world. In episode 1, we shall look at the Australians in the early part of the Pacific War, the first to defeat the so-called Japanese Superman in ground combat at Milne Bay and the Kododa Trail.